Hey everybody, this is Brad from Johnson Small Engines, better known as the one-hand mechanic. If I can do it, you can too. Today we are working on a Craftsman T240 with a 46-inch mower deck, and today I'm going to show you how, in my opinion, how to take it off and put it back on again. A couple tools we need today. We have a pry bar, a pair of needle nose pliers, and a 8mm socket. First thing you want to do is put the mower deck all the way in the lowest position you can get it, all the way down. I'm going to set the emergency brake in the on position. That'll keep it from moving around. And then we're just going to go ahead and go down to the front of the machine here. Okay, so the mower deck belt in the front right here, there's a bracket. Now this bracket can be a little tricky to get the belt out. Some people are like, oh, you can just, just move it around like this and get it on there. It's so much easier just to take this bolt out. You don't have to take it out all the way. Just loosen it up until it's just about out. And then what you can do is we go around to the other side. Okay, so the bar comes across here, and I'm just showing it to you from the opposite direction. You can just push this bracket out and then push it to the back a little bit, or that'll help you get the belt off real easy, because then you can just take the belt off and pull it out from this bracket. And the bracket doesn't even have to come off. You just set it aside for now. So now we're gonna go ahead and take the front hanger off the mower deck right here. And it's just a little clip. You can either do it with a pair of pliers or fingers. Sometimes these are real tough. And just remember which hole this goes into. All right, there's two holes for this, and I figured out that this bracket went on two different size mower decks. They welded the bracket on two different sizes because it says 46 here and 42 up here. All right, just make sure you put your rod back in the bracket where it came from. If there's tension on your bracket, I use my pry bar, and I'll lift up on the front of the mower deck a little bit. And then it'll come right out. If you're gonna be driving a tractor around without the mower deck, I highly recommend taking this out the front. You'll just slide out the front. We're just gonna leave it hanging because we're gonna put it back on again. We have a hanger, the hanger here that has to come off, and then we have a clip pin right here in the rear, and again, you have to just kind of pull these out, and they slide up and off. And it can be a little tricky sometimes because they're just kind of a weird clip, but they do work well. Okay, again, I'm gonna lift up on the mower deck a little bit, pull this out. I usually put it above here just so because we're gonna put the mower deck up, the hangers up when we're done. So we gotta go around the other side right now and get the other side off. Okay, so this is the other side. And I'm just gonna use my pliers on this one, take it off. Just remember to try to put them on facing rearward when you put them back on again, because we do 90% of our cutting if we go forward. And if you have them this way, they could pop off. Most likely they won't, but just if you can put them on this way, that's better. Again, just gonna lift up on the mower deck a little bit, and then this will come right out if there's any tension on it. And then just be careful you don't hurt your fingers. I just popped this in there. Now at this point, we're gonna go ahead and raise the mower deck up to get those hangers out of the way. And now be careful, these are spring loaded, okay? So it does have a lot of tension right here. It could pop back on you. Just make sure that when you pull that back up, it does have spring tension, just be careful. Now, as you can see down here, they're out of the way. Those hangers are out of the way. Now we do have to get this cable off right here. This is your PTO blade engagement cable. Now I recommend bending this loop back a little bit so you can get this cable out. And sometimes you can get it out, sometimes you can't, but I bent that back just a tick. All right, with a pair of pliers, and then just make sure you put it back in because it keeps it out from getting tangled in your tires. So we're gonna take that out. Now we're gonna move the deck out a little bit. You have to be careful you don't move the deck out too far. We have to take off this has to come off right here, and you can see it's really close to the tire. So we just kind of have to take the clip off first. And I gotta feel out which way it was. Like that. Now you can pull this cable back and out of this bracket because there's a slot right here. Pull this out a little bit. Okay, so now we have to take off the spring from this bracket right here. And sometimes it looks like you can just do it, but it's not that easy. So definitely the way I do it is I'll push in the bracket like you're engaging the mower deck. You hold it with your one arm, and then it'll just come right off, just like that. And then if you're gonna be using the machine without this on, you have to kind of either zip tie it up out of the way or put it somewhere where your rear tire will not catch it so you don't have it hung up. And then you can just pull it out, just like so. And it's out. All right, so let's go ahead and reinstall it. So go ahead and push it in halfway. So we're gonna go ahead and push the outer pulley all the way back. We're gonna hold it, come up from the bottom like that, like so. And you release this slowly. And we're gonna go ahead and, now as you can see right here, I just wanna point this out. These are known to wear, right where this is right here. This one isn't all the way through yet and it still has about half of its life. I have a video on how to replace this brake pad itself, and I'll put that in the link in the description below. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and push this back under, and we're gonna go ahead and put the cable back into its slot. And then we're gonna put the pin back in. This is just there to hold this cable. The cable most likely won't come out because there's tension all the time, but it's just there to hold the cable in. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put the cable back through the loop, like that. And then if you'd like to, you can bend that back up. I'm pretty sure it won't come back out though. We're gonna go ahead and put the adjusting arm down all the way. And like I said, it is spring loaded, so it's gonna be a little hard. Put that on. And since we're on this side, I'm gonna go ahead and, I like to put in the rod first for the front of the mower deck. And just make sure you put it back into the right hole. Put our clip on there, like that. And since we're there, we might as well put the belt through. And we're just gonna leave it on that pulley. And when we go around the other side, we'll put this bracket on. But we're gonna go ahead and put this arm here on. So I'm gonna lift up the back of the mower deck with my pry bar. Go ahead and slide it on there. Clip from forward to rearward, like so. Let's go around to the other side. Okay, we have this hanger, and it's pretty far off, so we're just gonna have to manipulate the mower deck a little bit. And lift it up, slide it in. Go ahead and put your clip on. It's a little bit tight. I'm gonna go ahead and use the pliers. All right, like that. Now at this point, we're gonna go ahead and put the bracket that holds the mower deck on the front. And you can see that I put a silver marker on this hole. There's several holes right here. And basically, you're just gonna slide the arm up until you find the hole. And it's right there. Right there, until you see it coming out. Then we're gonna go around to the other side and tighten up the bolt. And tighten this up. At this point, you want to engage your mower deck. We're going to go ahead and engage it. We're going to come down, make sure there is a gap between this bracket here and the belt on the inside. And on the other side, you want to make sure the same thing. You have some kind of a gap, an air gap right there. Then you come around here and you make sure that your belt is on all your pulleys. And just so you know, the flat part of the pulley goes on a flat part of the belt. And the V part of the pulley, or the V part of the belt, goes on the V part of the pulley. These pulleys on the outside are V pulleys. Just make sure that everything is on the way it should be. And also, you do need to have these covers on. They are actually belt guides. Disengage your belt. It'll keep the belt from falling off. So we're going to go ahead and disengage your mower deck. You must disengage your mower deck so your tractor will start. Now at this point, you adjust the tire pressure, you level the mower deck out, to go out and take it for a test drive. And that pretty much sums it up for how to remove and install a 46-inch mower deck on a Craftsman T240. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.